It's me, PurpleCarrots02, and today I'm going to be doing a video on unsafe and safe hamster foods and how it's safe for some Syrians and safe for robos and all the different types of species. So now I'm going to be naming some vegetables, and these are all the vegetables I'm going to be naming right now are safe for all types of species of hamsters, whether it's a Syrian, robo, winter white, Campbell, or Chinese. So asparagus, and all the vegetables, you should be feeding them 2 nickel-sized pieces every other day. So no more than 2 nickel-sized pieces. So asparagus, basil, bean sprouts, bell pepper, bok choy, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, chard, chickweed, chicory, clover, dandelion flower or leaves, endive, green beans, kale, parsnips, potatoes which are cooked, radicchio, spinach, Swiss chard, turnip, water chestnut, watercress, and zucchini. Now I'm going to be naming around 5 foods that only robos and Syrians can have, which is carrots, corn, peas, squash, and sweet potatoes. These only Syrian and robos can have because they are high in sugar, and winter whites, Campbells, and Chinese are prone to diabetes. Now fruits. All the fruits I'm going to be naming currently are not allowed to be feeding to winter whites, Campbells, and Chinese since they are high in sugar, and only can be fed to Syrian and robos. And when you're feeding it to your robo or Syrian, you should only feed them 1 dime-sized a piece. 1 dime-sized piece, and only once a week. So apples with no seeds, bananas, blackberries, blueberries, cantaloupe, cherries with no pits, grapes with no seeds, honeydew, mango, papaya, peaches with no pits, pears, plums, no pits, raspberries, starfruit, and strawberries. Now I'm going to be talking about seeded nuts. You can feed your hamster. Okay, so the nuts I'm about to be saying is feeding recommendation is daily, and you should only feed them maybe half a teaspoon. So barley, buckwheat groats, canary grass seed, millet, milo, oat groats, quinoa, rye berries, spelt, and wheat berries. Now these other type of seeds I'm going to be naming, you can feed them daily, and I'll name how much seeds you're allowed to feed them. So flax seeds, you can feed them 7 to 10 daily. Safflower seeds, you can feed them 1 to 2 seeds daily. Sesame seeds, you can feed 7 to 10 seeds daily. Sunflower seeds, you can feed them 2 to 5 seeds daily. Now I'm going to be naming some other type of nuts which have different type of feeding recommendations. Almonds, which are sweet and skinless, not bitter, because bitter almonds are dangerous to your hamster, and you can only feed 1 nut once a month. Cashews, 2 to 4 times a month, and only 1, of course. Brazil nuts, 1 nut. Most likely everything I'm going to be saying now, you can only feed 1 serving, but I'll tell you how much times a month. Hazelnuts, 2 to 4 times a month. Peanuts, 2 to 4 times a month. Pecans, 2 to 4 times a month. Pistachios, 2 to 4 times a month. Pumpkin seeds, 2 to 3 times a week. Soy nuts, soybeans, 2 times a week. And squash seeds, you can feed 2 to 3 times a week. And walnuts, 2 to 4 times a month. Now I'm going to be talking about some high protein foods and their feeding recommendation. So you can feed beef, and you can give a dime-sized piece 1 to 2 times a week. Chicken, a dime-sized piece 1 to 2 times a week. Crickets, which from the pet shop, 1 insect 1 to 2 times a week. Dog biscuits that don't contain any onions or garlic, 1 nickel-sized piece 1 to 2 times a week. Egg whites, boiled or scrambled, 1/4 of the white, 1 to 2 times a week. Egg yolk, and you can boiled or scrambled, and you can give them 1 dime-sized piece of 1 to 2 times a month. Grasshoppers from the pet shop only, you can feed them 1 insect 1 to 2 times a week. Lentils, which are dry, you can feed them 2 to 3 pieces 1 to 2 times week. Sorry about that messed up sentence. Mealworms from the pet shop, 1 to 3 insects, 1 to 2 times a week. Plain tofu. A dime-sized piece 1 to 2 times a week, and turkey, a dime-sized piece 1 to 2 times a week. Now I'm going to be talking about human foods that are safe for hamsters. Baby foods with no preservatives, and you can give 1 teaspoon 1 to 2 times a week. Make sure there's no sugar or any unsafe things in the baby food, such as garlic and onions, because that's not safe for your hamster. So you can feed 1 teaspoon 1 to 2 times a week. Brown rice, which is cooked, 1 teaspoon once a week. Cereal with low sugar, 2 to 3 pieces once a week. Cheese, which is mild and low fat, 1 dime-sized piece once or twice a month. Cottage cheese, which is low fat, with 1 teaspoon once a week. Pasta, whole grain, and you can feed them 1 piece once a week. Popcorn, which no salt or butter, you can feed them 1 or 2 pieces 1 to 2 times a month. Toast, which is plain and whole wheat, you can feed them a dime-sized piece 1 to 2 times a month. Wheat germ, a teaspoon once a week. Yogurt, unflavored, low fat, 1 teaspoon once a week. Now, foods that you should be very cautious when you're feeding to your hamster, because they might have high water content, or they can cause sickness or potential stomach upset. So alfalfa hay, you can only feed 1 to 2 strands once a week. Cabbage, 1 very small piece, and you should only feed them rarely. Celery, 1 small piece rarely, or use as a water source. And when I say water source, I mean like when you feel like your hamster is not drinking water, just feed them these watery foods, very tiny amount of course, so your hamster does not get dehydrated. Cucumbers, 1 very, very small piece, and give them rarely or as water source. Peanut butter, smear only, no big chunks, because they can get stuck in your hamster's pouches and give them irritation. And only small amount on like a toy if you want them to chew something or a food. And romaine lettuce, a very small piece and rarely. Watermelon, and watermelon is only for Syrian and Robos, not for winter whites and Campbells and Chineses, and can only feed 1 very small piece, rarely, or use as a water source. Now I'm going to finish off with dangerous foods for your hamster. Avocado, bitter almonds, candy or junk food, canned processed foods, chives, chocolate, citrus fruits, eggplants, fool's parsley, fruit seeds, pits, garlic, iceberg lettuce, jam, jelly, leeks, onions, pickles, pork, raw kidney beans, raw potatoes, salt wheels, salt licks, sandwich lunch meats, scallions, spices, seasonings, salt by itself, tomatoes, and tomato leaves. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it wasn't boring, and I will leave a link down below for where I got this information from. And thank you for watching, and bye! See you in my next video.